Surprising though, even with Kenji inside Group A, he was able to actually even qualify through that upper bracket up against Reject. Completely broken now, and it's really Rival Esports that, you know, they're the ones that have to show just how strong this brawler can be on this map.
8 teams entered this weekend. Now only 4 remain. Rival Esports and Navi, our inaugural match of Day 3 of the playoffs, is now commencing. And by the end of today's matches, we will have crowned our very first RCL champion, and it all begins here on Hideout. The initial kill and the blue star go to Navi, and they have the initial control. But they have to respect this kit combo at mid. It's going to be the Buster Super coming out. Rival continue to corner Navi in the back right, but they really don't have that much power and that much time to stay over there. Once the shield falls, they're not able to push in that much more. They're forced to retreat around the left side, and they've got respectable defense against the Charlie Spiders. They're just waiting for the next opportunity that they will have to push in. Another thing to note is that Kit is going to be getting his hypercharge for free. There's practically a countdown to guaranteed success and kills for Rival.
Terry now already making a move there on that left lane. Manages to catch out the Charlie here. Kuru was just a little bit too close there and didn't have the self-cocoon to save him. It's a little bit interesting that he opted to go for that spider choice here. But that's going to be giving 1 kill back to the side of Navi. Rivals still need 1 more to even out the odds and take the lead here. There's only 30 seconds left to do so, and you're right, yeah. Terry's already got that hypercharge ready. And that's going to be the big opportunity for them at the next cardboard box.
20 seconds to go. Hypercharges now ready for Rival Esports. And now finally, Terry has the super to match it. They're going to try and play this one perfectly aligned to the clock. 10 seconds to go. Here comes Terry on the right side. Hypercharge in. IC looking for the retreat. It's exactly what they needed. And they should be able to get out of this one. Just 1 second to go. What a tank as well. Keeping Bell alive.
I almost feel that it all comes down to just that blue star interaction. And, you know, Navi are going to get that first one. But if Rival, for example, were allowed first blood at any point, then this game would practically already be over. There's just no way for them to break through this left-sided position without, you know, conceding kills and just walk into easy utility between IC and Terry.
Navi's creating the initial aggression around the right side. They've got a choppy on this lane. It's trying to be respectful also of the nest eggs that are being placed down. IC gets hypnotized. It's fine. And Terry, pretty extended, will come back. Nice. Yarn balls down the ground to claim a kill over Ryohi and bring this lead into Rival Esports' court.
So just once again, this Ryohi just using the hypnosis gadget. Yeah, it gives him a little bit more aggression there. Easy pinches from him. But the weakness there is that up against this kit, there's just no defensive capability here. And a hypercharge there from Terry. 2-man stun from him. A 3-1 there for a Choppy as well. It's a complete team wipe there. 6 stars all on top of Terry. It's not exactly the best thing. I mean, this kit is the most vulnerable target on the team. But Rival do lead now by 7 stars.
It's almost an insurmountable lead, but still Terry needs to stay alive. He's going to help out IC as he gets a kill on a Ryohi and assists him on the retreat. It's a bit troublesome for Bell over here and Takuru because she is going to have to keep the distance when those spiders come down. Some assistance from IC or Terry would definitely be due. Here comes Ryohi with the short super. Looks for the hypnosis. No dice. IC stays alive, and Terry claims the kill over Kuru. He's the single most mobile brawler on Rival Esports, and he should be cycling his super for free pretty soon here. It's a hypercharge from IC. All he's got to do is slow down this push. That's the nest egg. Tripped. Kuru gets taken down, and with a couple seconds to go, Terry is safe as can be. That's Rival Esports claiming set 1.
Rival not messing around for sure.
That hypercharge from Crow kept him alive. That is Navi taking set number 2 and a 2 goal. And the hypercharge and super are popped for Navi. That's going to be the goal, the game, and the set. Pretty respectable right there. Is going to be a dedicated defense brawler. But even in the past when we've seen this run, it was actually facing like way more favorable matchups in my opinion, like going into Shade, which is one of Shade's worst matchups, probably his single worst matchup in the entire game, and it was still a close call. IC has decimated this right side, gonna drop this safe likely down to the 75% mark, make that actually 74, and the first shield is now gone.
Oh my word, the defenders from both teams just doing so much work. Kuru got a beautiful double kill there on that left lane. 2 versus 2. The entirety of the Rival Esports roster fell there to a single Nita. Now we see the same interaction again. IC just spins on a Choppy. I mean, he doesn't care about counter crush. He's not too concerned about that. Ooh, big shots from Omeshi. They could be completely whiffed out there. It's gonna allow the Draco to just have free dominion over the safe and mathematically ready. I don't think a Kid on defense by himself can keep up with a Draco. A Choppy's a much better defender here in return. Well, Momeshi actually did manage to get the solo kill on, and now another one. Okay, I take those words back. I guess Kid is just that strong.
He's going to be 3-shotting people is really the main concern. 3 shots, get your super, use your super onto Kuru, for example, and hit him with 1 more shot to get your kill. Here comes the onslaught from Rival. That should be enough gas, actually, to get that safe taken down. Yeah, look at that. Bulls dealing 5.
2 times, 2 interactions where he thought that he could just basically, you know, do the suicide bomb tactic, just pull 3 people in and then just try to die for it. All right, this time they get this kill on to the Kid, and once again we see the same interaction. A Choppy goes 1 versus 1 up against IC, but this time he's successful because IC doesn't have the spin at the ready.
IC was trying to get it a little more quickly. You saw the way that he walked into a Choppy to bang the pickaxe off of some walls. Definitely shrewd decision making, just trying to extract the most value out of every interaction. We'll see 1 kill on the left side, make it 2 with Terry moving forward to claim the last bit of damage there for the kill. On the right side, a Choppy wins an interaction, but ends up just trading in the end. We'll see Momeshi also being super stealthy as this Kid, revealing his position. It's fine. He just needs to cycle over onto defense. Here comes Terry for the assist on Ryohi, who becomes briefly invincible. It's a kill confirmed from Terry, and Momeshi has to keep his distance. Terry goes down, and a Choppy actually has very poor reload, so it's not the worst deal in the world for Rival Esports to go ahead and let him on the safe. It's going to be the shield extracted from Navi's safe, and Momeshi gets to lay his claws on it.
Oh no, it's the second time that a Choppy is going to be going down to the return swing of that pickaxe, even in death. And meanwhile now, Rival, they're 1 entire layer of shielding ahead. The same tactic is going to be used here. Just this Kid plus the Bull together. This animal comp literally from the Rival Esports roster is going so well right now. The left lane once again a Choppy. This time's got a counter crush to stop the pull, but he just walled again. And meanwhile on the right, there's dominion between Terry and Momeshi. This is a match made in heaven. They're gonna bring the shielding down. That's the last layer of shielding gone. Now we are so far behind.
Is it even possible for them to bring out at this point? We'll see. Oh, Ryohi popped the gadget before Kit could get that final swing of the claws off. We'll see just a few more % on the Navi safe. Make that 11 and counting down. Here comes a final combination, because why not? Hypercharge balls of yarns, strike down the safe, get a set win.
It's just too much. This Kid is just so versatile. You know, it's a thrower, it's a team wipe machine, it's a threat, it's an...
Let's see if that is the case. Navi have gotten their initial lane matchups. They have it exactly the way that they want it. IC is already going to throw down some rats on the right side, block up the shots from B. Terry has got to get the takedown onto a Choppy, and with the spiders falling, this is his chance. Lines up 2 snow cones. Ice cold with a kill on the left side. And Rival Esports have set themselves up on the point. IC is going to go ahead and pop that hypercharge because he knows he's going to get the super. Additional damage on Kuru, and this man is tearing up the right lane and posing a serious threat on the left.
This early game is just monstrous now coming out from Rival, and IC continues to chain out the robotic rats. Every single one of this matchup is effectively free for the Ashe, and with this berry combination, this is like Byron Ashe from 2023, but it's just a severely improved and much more overpowered version. Cocoon's gonna be coming out here, but IC just is completely unkillable at this point. As predicted, as the moment that Rival Esports put themselves on the point, it's nearly impossible for Navi to come back.
Rats are down, and Navi could not even be bothered to leave spawn.
It's a beautiful last pick there from Rival. They just need 1 more to secure their spot in the winner bracket final here. Na'Vi might be losing their first life here in this tournament, but this early game is going a lot better. The thing about Na'Vi though is they have to play perfectly. They can't afford to lose control of the mid a single time. Now the big push there from IC is going to be topped up there. Takes down the tank in the form of Ryohei. Na'Vi on the retreat. This is the beginning of the end. Another kill for IC. And it's going to be topped up. The heal there from Mameshi didn't even commit the hypercharge there.
Much better start for Na'Vi. They're at least competitive with what Rival Esports has had to offer, but now here's a combo up the right side. It's going to be the healing from Memeshi, and IC putting the punch into action. Choppy attempts to get a cocoon down, and he is successful in trapping IC, but it's only temporary. Now here comes Ryohei for revenge, but those torpedoes go right around IC. No kill confirmed onto a single member of Rival Esports off of a hypercharge out of Na'Vi. Another takedown on the right side and a choppy falls. Rival Esports now count up to 70%, and this is looking desperate for Na'Vi.
Robotic Rats hypercharge going on that right side. Gonna be forcing the B out here. Mameshi even joining in on the assault. It's gonna be a complete team wipe between IC, Mameshi, and Terry. Just giving each other high fives now, celebrating. Na'Vi's even blowing bubbles, kind of celebrating the rival win in the back. They know that this game is over. The win is gonna be awarded to Rival Esports off the backs of a really, really intelligent last pick set up by a brilliant 2-3 turn there. It should be. We should be going in Rival Esports. That's right. They don't have any. So this is sort of becoming a weakness for them instead.
Yeah, the only tank E brawler that I see is, I guess, the Bonnie. That's the only brawler that leverages health to get positioning, but it's not going to play like a tank. It'll jump in. That's potential right there, but it's really all I'm seeing at the moment. Terry's playing mad aggressive right now. He's saying like, yeah, I dare ya. Hit me with those 2 morning stars. Yeah, slow me down. Let's see what you do with it. Oh, right. Nothing. I would assume that is why Terry had no reservations about getting so aggressive. Now, we're checking up on the rest of Rival Esports. Everyone's put on skates for a moment as they slip around the hands of Lumi. But even so, they're not bothered at all. They play super aggressive. IC's got a couple of taps in there. Really, the main thing for Rival, though, is when can they get Memeshi a super? Because he needs that turret. That is his endgame.
He honestly might not even get it with the way that this game is going. Just look at the Kaze, by the way. She's teasing Mameshi. She's like, yep, you want to hit me? Nope, I'm not there anymore. You want to hit me? And now she's managed to hide away in that right side. I don't think she's been scouted for the moment. I think, yeah, now with the shot going out there, yeah, they know. They realize it's a bit suspicious. They're like, wait, why is the Kaze not moving in the base anymore? We haven't found him. He's got to be somewhere. And now back inside the base, he's going to be doing the same old tactic here. IC's just waiting for an opening here, but Momotaro haven't given any sort of opportunity for them, but then all of a sudden the Kaze just runs into a firing squad.
Oh no. Rival Esports now are in the lead at the hands of, well, Momotaro's just poor planning here. 10 seconds to go. Rival Esports with their backs against the wall. Only Terry can really jump away. IC is cornered. Mr. P is, of course, vulnerable. Willow is going to come up empty-handed. There's a push in from Kaze. She gets a kill, but Rival Esports fire back with yet another kill in the final.
Good comms from them. I mean, once again, though, that was only happening because this Kaze was a little bit too over-aggressive for just a split second and just kind of just ate a full clip from the entirety of Rival Esports. So Momotaro are back in that same position, game state as game number 1, and in theory they should be able to hold this for a sizable amount of time.
Momotaro once more in a defensive position. This time, though, what do you spot? You know, one of these things is not like the other. That is a Mr. P porter, and the porter station is online now. It is going to take some time for the porter to get forward, so the delay between the porters is extended. I don't know if it needed to be placed back that far, but I think the Meshi's mindset here is, I don't think we'll get another one for the entire game, pretty much. So they're planning on getting a kill here, then falling back and still having the porter turret giving them assistance. Terry actually gets Lumi pretty low. He's got a hypercharge super for his troubles, and this is wonderful for Rival.
Yeah, the porter's going to be so annoying Still just taking up so much shots there from the Willow as well. There should be an opening for Rival. They see that the Willow is so low. Terry's got this hyper charge. He's just itching to use it and just jump into them, but he knows that he can't be too trigger happy here. If he doesn't get an instant team wipe, he could be brought down instead. And so with 20 seconds left on the clock, it feels like they're fishing for something. They get one kill here, Terry, and they get another. Terry's not even using the hypercharge. He's just tapping people up.
Hey, don't use it if you don't need it. That's conservative play from Rival Esports so far. Terry won't even use it unless necessary. It's not even that safe to go for. That's a double kill. He uses the hypercharge super to get away, to re-emphasize, yeah, we're playing this one really, really safe.
Tara shine in that case. Tara will eventually get a super, and once he gets online, it then becomes sort of a, an inevitability that someone is going to get pulled, someone's going to go down. This Kaze as well has a lot of dynamic abilities, so hypercharge from her with the super could spell doom for him. So while I expect Rival to have a decent-ish early game, I expect Momotaro to crush this Rival comp.
Okay, Momotaro, let's see what you're made of. So far, they've infiltrated the left bush. They will be dashed away by IC and his pocketfuls of sand. On the right side, Terry burns up that oil that he needed, but it's cool. He's got a little spot left on the left side. Aggressive move in from Kaze, and rewarded for her efforts. One more shot from Jean would take her down. Oh, but a couple of shots will shut down Jean in turn. Terry holds down the auto aim to get a kill on the right side. Gem number 6 goes to Momotaro.
It's a massive gem deficit here. Double in turn for Momotaro. The 7th one should be coming soon here, but the Gene pull is the X factor for them. It's hard to pull a Jae-Young, but Mameshi, I believe in you. I know you've got the trigger discipline. You should be able to find it when it is necessary. Takaze, though, now with that hypercharge on that left side, going to be looking for a quick kill, trying to get the execute there onto IC. Manages to do so. Now he just wants to stay alive as long as possible. Eats a small heal there from his teammate, just barely to stay alive here. Mameshi, where is that going, sir?
He had no visual, so I think he just assumed that while he was blinded, Jae-Young would make a blunder. And no, didn't happen at all. Jae-Young played this super, super safe. And that next gem is headed over to him. Or is it headed to Terry? Terry gets sucked in. Now Tara marches on forward. Gem 11 over to Momotaro, but they don't have it on the brawler that they want. It's going to be a hypercharge ready for Jean, and this is looking super, super dangerous. He's going to slink back away into those safe old bushes, and just like that, not only has the gem count equalized, but a gem is spawned on the side of Rival Esports. They can't afford to take this right now. The hypercharge from Kaze makes her extra wiggly. Now, note, also so vulnerable for someone to be pulled by Jean, but he needs some assistance. Kaze is going to get massive damage on him. There's the kill. It's all Terry to get to the enemy side. He ties up the count, gets one more, gets another. And with the Sandy super down, Jae-Young didn't want to risk getting in, but he so could have picked up those gems.
Another mispull there from Mameshi there. Another Tara is completely rebuffed there from IC, but the next gem is going to spawn on the side of Momotaro. Rival, they just ran in there, picked it up, snatched.
For the Tara, she's supposed to be a power player, and yet she has to play into an Amber on one side and a Sandy on the other. And at what rate do you decide to yourself, well, it's worth it, right? Because actually we really wanted to face the Amber and the Sandy. I don't really think so. There's still viable picks here, even in the absence of Tara specifically. We'll see Rival Esports start to advance forward on this right side. Terry gets the oil down. I don't think that's exactly what he wanted because he burns that oil that he was using to get a super for free, but it's not really the worst. He's burned open some important bushes on the left side. Meanwhile, Kaze's getting super aggressive, juking out those shots from IC and surviving interactions I don't feel like he should be. Also getting the heals from Jae-Young along the way and is fed the 5 shots to IC that he needs for a super of his own to get 6 gems for Jean.
This is just Rival just piloting this comp to just the limit of it. I mean, they are, after all, the more seasoned team here. Both left and right lanes collapsing here. Jae-Young is barely still going to survive that. The heal should be able to keep him topped up, but make no mistakes. Momotaro should be a comp, in theory, that is doing better in the early game. And there's the Kaze pop-off that we talked about. Going in there with the hypercharge. Guess what? But IC is prepared there to catch it where Mameshi falls. Manages to get the backline kill, and Tara is not there, but the Kaze is back. Jumps back into there. Mameshi this time with the pull though. Couldn't even pull him in. At the end of all that exchange, Rival Esports, they come out on top with 13 gems. They just need to defend this one to claim this game. The Sandstorm to continue to hold down the fort here. Kaze has just no more resources, and just like that, Terry pops out the celebratory champagne of oil, fire, douses it onto Mameshi, says, "Good job, Captain. You finally landed a pull when we needed it most."
Seconds to go for Rival Esports to equalize.
They could make this happen though. Terry does have a hypercharge active, goes in for that Charlie in the backline. Icy's got a super, not even gonna be supering it across, saves it for the overtime. They've still got the liberty to do so. There we go, good walk in there from Terry. Off the back of the hypercharge, they score one more and they buy themselves time to get into overtime.
Another hypercharge ready for IC. Little pass forward, trying to get the vertical super onto Lily. It does get a kill, but won't do much beyond that. It's a hypercharge ready also for Charlie. She's just trying to stay alive, heal up a little bit so that she can put someone in a cocoon. Terry wouldn't be a bad candidate, going to be forced to use it now. A free kill for Lily while Charlie rotates over to the right side. Little assistance also onto Terry, gets the super to the sky. Whoa! Okay, takes down on Charlie. Now make that a 3v2. Super down the left side. Nope, just bank it off the wall. Intercepted by Lily, and she's into the realm. Terry's got to pick up the pieces. Little pass over to the Larry, and the ankle breaker. Charges, that's the geometry we need to see out of Lily. Pass through, Terry
Protecting the rest of his team. You look at hypercharges available for IC as well. Terry with a miss super over there. Hypercharge is popped by the Hang. Tries to just get this across there off all the chaos there. Now Lily trying to basically play 1 versus 5, but with only 5 seconds left. Rival Esports, they hold on to the ball. IC just 3-0ing Momotaru. Rival Esports are going to the grand finals.
And a moment here, Rival Esports. The 3-0 up here. They scrapped their way. Kill, make it 1, make it 2. Here comes Kenji, a pass forward, received by Ryoki, deposited in the receptacle, and Momotaru RB0. That earned them their spot in the grand finals. For Navi, well, they had to lose to Rival Esports to go down to the lower brackets. Rival Esports Navi, they've battled through grueling brawls to make it to this final stage. The grand finals of the Rival Challengers League are here.
It all comes down to this final match between Rival Esports and Navi. They've taken up residence inside the Rival Esports base. But Rival Esports are cool with it. I mean, they have the blue star. They can afford the turtle. And honestly speaking, Navi, the only way to break in here is with the kit. They have to commit the kit to jump on a teammate, but IC is already ready there. He's sitting there with that super, and at any time he shows it onto that kit, it can completely disconnect that synergy here. Kuru is going to be the first target to be going down here. Chapi that goes in there for a sneaky play, gets a nice pick off there onto Mameshi, and with another yarn ball thrown out onto Terry, that's 2 kills for Navi. They're going to turn tail and run with their advantage.
Navi looking pretty safe right now, but how safe? Well, they're going to get backed up. Ooh, totally split off. In fact, the Choppy's forced to tread through some treacherous, dangerous pies thrown down by Mameshi. It's going to get a kill for Rival Esports, put them 3 stars ahead, and Terry is also forced to about face. Ooh, that cocoon Loki feels like it shouldn't have hit, but IC knows that the way out of here is to put himself in the Shadow Realm and run away from that Hank that was putting him in a dangerous position of getting 2-shot with the assistance of Charlie. We'll see a Choppy in hypercharge mid super to get additional duration. He's got 2. Now that could be a kill for Ryoki, but he turned away just a moment too early. Wasn't able to get the kill, and it's a 3-star lead for Rival.
Oh man, 3-star leads is all they really need here. Choppy doesn't have that hypercharge that he needs. It kind of really regretting his choices to pop it early there. And with that final super there from IC, he's spinning in the corner. They know that they've got this one in the bag. That's game 1 for too soon there. Choppy had the hypercharge, but didn't really have the patience there too.
Grass mid-match. I wonder if that's the only place he'll be visiting during the grand finals.
Oh man, all right. I mean, obviously that, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the rival challenges league, guys. We just noticed he's got a green screen, but interestingly, Na'Vi have taken the lead here inside the second game. Don't really know how that happened, but that's going to the fact that Achapi's got a super. I've assuming that came the backs off in. Now they're gonna get another kill onto Terry. No, they're not. He's at the super to jump out there. So very, very nice extraction there from Terry, but they are now 3 stars behind.
Okay, it's looking a little bit dicey at the moment, but still can be recovered by Rival Esports. They have that hypercharge for Terry. That one's going to come in handy. A little healing down the field, and Terry's got his final shot that he needed. He'll be able to jump in hypercharge style in just a moment. The Choppy's ready to jump up and stun him if necessary, and I think that's really the main deterrent. What they need is for IC to put Kit in the realm, and then they make it happen. Well, now Kit can't stun them. This might be the time that Terry decides to push in. He knows that he can also get put in the cocoon, so they're like all kinds of different entangling treaties that keep him from taking action. It's a surefire kill from Na'Vi for Terry. Nope. Forced to jump away. Okay. The super has been expended. He can get another one back, but he needs to do it before Kuru gets his next super.
I see going to be falling there to Kuru that just repeatedly just beaten down here. It's now 8 stars down. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Momeshi is going to be the next target there for Achapi. Kind of gave up there. He knew that this one is pretty much done and dusted. Another cocoon just going to be going out. Achapi just jumping head first inside that. Donates some stars back to IC. So his KD doesn't look too bad compared to the rest of his team here. But
Sports and Na'Vi with 1 game apiece. The first blue star is taken by Na'Vi, but it's wrested back by Rival Esports with an initial kill.
This is a good one for Rival Esports. They need that kill advantage. It's always easier to play defensively than it is offensively inside this game. You get the advantage of space and all kinds of other things. IC doesn't have a super though online just yet though, so Achapi at the very moment should be able to capitalize on this opportunity. They're trying to scout him out. Yeah, you can see the anxiety inside the Rival Esports team. They are looking for the Kit. They don't know where Achapi is, and they are not sure what kind of angle he'll approach on. Na'Vi seem pretty content at the moment, though, with exactly where their position is, and they're sort of star lead. They're just waiting for Achapi to get cardboard box, and now they're gonna go in as a team here. The target at the moment is IC, but they couldn't really bring him down. With Terry jumping into the back lines, they bought out so much time for the entire team. It's now gonna be 4 stars in the pockets of Rival Esports.
Rival looking pretty safe here. Na'Vi plotting their next approach in. They have the Kit super. That's the first part of the equation. He's going to move forward. Whoa, Avoid's getting scouted out. Totally blindsides Momeshi. Looks for 2 and somehow escapes. Ryohi's body blocking for him. And I am just absolutely blown away by the team play from Na'Vi. They got 20 seconds left to survive. They have a hypercharge from Kuru. That's going to be instrumental to their success. IC is going to do his best. Has a super. Has the jump if necessary. It would be too risky to go for now. Just get someone out of there for a safe jump in from Terry. A few seconds to go. Terry's looking for an optimal target. 2 stars is all that he needs. Oh, in exchange, 1 more could save it. No!
So this guy really understands crits pretty well. I'm expecting to see him pilot this brawler to huge success. And Achapi is so scared. Yeah, he's always running down the mid. He doesn't want to deal with IC at all.
Get me away from him. I still think that Ash should be able to win this Tara matchup, at least in the early stages. I'm also turning my attention to the left side where IC is trying to get in close range versus Achapi, who's like a notoriously good squeak. Now we see Momeshi sending in some shades to Ryohi on the right side. Not honestly the worst matchup as long as he can keep Ryohi away. Ryohi is going to get no damage off of that. And there's the couple of shots that Tara needed. So as long as Tara is offered a good matchup, she wins, which is true for any brawler in the game. But seeing Na'Vi decide that Ash is so important that they need to, pick it even into a Tara, I think speaks quite a bit. You also see just expert lane rotations from Tara.
And the early countdown there coming out from the side of Rival Esports here off the backs of this amazing play there from the Kaze. He continues his rampage there. A two-man super. Terry's just going to be jumping in, zips out. IC is showing off at this point. IC, come on, you can add this to your YouTube video in your next tutorial if you really want to be so. You didn't have to flex that hard. And Terry is in Stonehenge now, apparently.
Wow, yeah.
Oh man, the beauty of a green screen here. All right. The 50-50 from Na'Vi, the coin flip in terms of the lane selection is still not going their way. They seem to have predicted perfectly where Achapi is going to be. So no torture chamber this time for this Squeak. He's the one being tortured instead. As looks like a similar situation from what we saw in game number 1. The pinches are starting to come in from Terry as well. They can concede the left lane, but as long as they continue to maintain control of the center, it's just advantage that's just be counting up for Rival.
Rival Esports with a solid foundation for a good game. They've got Kaze swinging wide around the right side. It's a guaranteed kill on a Choppy. And now they need to pinch down on Kuru. Kaze's attempting to reposition, pop a hypercharge, see where that gets you. Jump away from Crow, and Kuru still gets sniped out by Terry. If not gem value for Rival, they at least have the control. They have at least a bit of tempo to work with. They should get this next gem. It'll spawn on the enemy side, but it's just fine for them. Get a couple of kills. Ooh, Terry's taking mad damage, but the healing shade is keeping him alive. 10 gems on the guy. He's got the hypercharge and the super to jump away when necessary.
They're just gonna back away all the way inside the base. Let IC go out there to play up against the side of Na'Vi. Now IC once again a big hypercharge super gonna be coming out there from Kuru, but Terry's got one of his own to just completely avoid all the damage and punch Kuru in the nose on the way down. Violence from Rival Esports as they take a set win 1-1. Is that the V, right? So I mean, this is like part 2 of that same story.
Rival Esports are already off to the races. They've got IC in an incredibly aggressive position, and they have a Meshi here for the support. IC's getting pieced up by a Choppy, though, to claim a first kill. Make that 2 at the hands of the Nita. And here comes Ryohi in for the kill. That's going to be a Meshi responding, but yet another K and a Choppy's KD. Keeps him in position. He's got that super. He's well on his way to a hypercharge, probably 1 or 2 hits away by this point. And Navi are looking mad threatening.
They are held back now by the Morning Stars of Terry, and they're going to be going on ice for a brief moment here. Ryohei goes inside. The Shadow Realm pops out there very, very quickly there, but a beautiful 2-man stun, 3-man charge. Oh my goodness, this bull is rampaging through the Na'Vi roster. A complete open goal now for them. Ryohei's going to have to pop the hyper charge, but they just stack together. One member goes into the realm, the other picks up the ball to go in. Actually, surprisingly, a mistake, I think, from Ryohei there to go into the Shadow Realm. I think could have been able to stop it there. Now second hypercharge going to be coming out there from Mameshi. Up and down. Kuru gets the stun across. After all the pandemonium said and done, we've got a bear and a cannon left standing, but it is Rival that are holding the position strong. Mameshi's not done yet though. Jumps into the back line, gets the ball across, and now we finally get some small moment to breathe.
Now, it sounds like you need a moment to breathe too, so I'll let you have it. Rival Esports, my goodness, IC, and he's standing on the grave, doesn't really bother wiggling around or anything, knows exactly how this is going to go. And this is part of like why Nita's so good into a brawler like Bull, because he can theoretically kill it fast, but he'd have to take damage in order to do that. At range, he's not very good at all. We'll see a Choppy pressure in from the right side, and this death dot of Rival Esports begins to expand uncontrollably. Kuru's looking for a super bounce pass, looked for a self pass too, and Kuru, despite being stunned, stays alive, and he can throw things back into the cannon form, decide not to, instead to super the ball forward directly to an enemy. And how is he alive to stay so long? Ryohi with some crazy angles to do unthinkable things. Choppy's gonna try and walk this in once more. No, not gonna happen. A little slow pass away from Meshi on the right side. And that's gonna be this game headed to Rival.
What an insane kind of... This man is the GOAT. This man in particular, yeah, he's like, oh, Terry.
We're such big fans.
He's yelling at us to get out, dude. Anyways, we got a game to cast here. The ball's going to be passed over to the side of Na'Vi. Ryohei is absolutely shredding through Mameshi with a chain stun on top of Ryohei. It is stalling out a crucial amount of time here. Pass across here. Slows down onto a Chapi though, but manages to slot the ball in. Na'Vi with an early goal in this game too.
Na'Vi have already scored. Rival Esports got to play catch-up for a change. Are we going to see this one go 1-1 in set number 3 like we've seen so many before? It's so possible. Here comes a push to the enemy side from IC. The wide open goal from Mameshi. Terry nearly got eliminated by the Hyper Bear, and IC wouldn't have been able to touch it either. A total near miss for Rival to equalize.
It's now Na'Vi with initiative though. Double hypercharge is going to be going out there. The bounce there from Ryohei is good. Connects on to Terry. Kuru now with one of his own, but Mameshi slaps back with a stun to stop this push prematurely. IC now pops his hypercharge in return, but they couldn't bring down a single member of Na'Vi. Somehow, all 3 members still staying alive. Ryohei gets a nice stun across the bank that gets it onto Terry. It's one more kill, but this ball's in a precarious spot. They need one member to sacrifice up against Mameshi. It's got to be Ryohei. Goes in there. Gets 2 jabs onto Mameshi and then retreats back out. He can cycle the super if he wants to. The aggression hasn't ended for Na'Vi. Ryohei's still looking for opportunities.
Here comes a hypercharge for Ryohei. Make that 1. Looks for 2. Can't get that super charged up in time. It's going to have to be a good old-fashioned Lily super for the next one. And now everyone's on skates. A Choppy is so vulnerable. IC's going to try and take advantage and gets rid of that Bear 2. Ryohei in for yet another kill with the Lily super. Rival Esports find themselves still on the defensive. Got hypercharges, they got supers, but Kuru's got the kill and he's got the method on the mid lane. Hypercharge now for him too. This is looking like a pretty meaty push in for Navi on the next one. Rival Esports knows it's time to up the ante. They got a full team wipe, in fact, and they'll get to push this ball forward.
Off the backs of IC once again, but Kuru wants to intercept this early. Just instantly hypercharges, goes out there, blows up this bull. Mameshi now desperately trying to get his hypercharge super is going to be making the play. It's on a Choppy though, but is that a mistake? Because Ryohei has still got the ball in his control there. It's a full team wipe for the moment as we barrel into the overtime. Not even necessary. The open goal is all IC needed to slot that ball in after a nice self-pass.
Make that 2 sets for Rival Esports so far. 1 set away from becoming the first Rival Challengers League champions. And the crowd...
Terry.
We're cheering for him. We're hoping that what they have selected is just not going to be faster than that. Ryohei's going crazy on the crits. And just like that, Navi fire back so swiftly. We're going.
This could end up being a pretty close game, but it's gonna be pretty snowbally in nature. Whoever gets that early game lead is gonna be able to hold on to it for a pretty long time here, and it looks like the first interaction is gonna go to the side of Rival.
Rival's got that initial control so far. They're trying to hold on to the best of their ability. Mameshi's also in an annoying position, and this is going to be the power of the Cordelius. Barley is so good into everything here, unless, of course, he's forced out of position by some ice. Manages to stay alive. Though, here's the thing. As long as IC can stay, like, glued to this Kaze, then Barley wins the remaining matchups.
That's the math, but at the moment, Ryohei actually managed to win up his matchup against Cordelius. It's very, very skill-based. Interesting to see that Ryohei continues to commit these fan storms, even with the hypercharge. It's just being used to deny space and time, but I'm wondering if he wants to consider using it for the damage instead, or maybe as an escape mechanism. But for the time being, I'm not going to be the one to teach this man how to play this brawler. He is the absolute GOAT when it comes to tanks and assassins in East Asia for a reason, but they are being pushed back at the moment by Mameshi. The last call is a dreadful thing to go up against for this Na'Vi comp.
Ryohei now pushing in, gonna get eliminated. Terry also hypercharge ready to move. IC much of the same. They're looking so strong right now, and they're only going to use these abilities when they need to. Terry's going to hit them with the vertical super for a bit extra damage and survivability. And he's hanging on to that hypercharge. Knows how valuable it can be when he pops it with the shield together. Rival Esports now ahead on the percentage front. It's looking drastic right now for Na'Vi. It's going to be one last desperate push in from Ryohei that ultimately does help pinch things out on the right side. There's a 5% gap right now.
Cruz lost one of his morning stars inside that Shadow Realm. They managed to push out the side of Rival from this point, but with one in the realm, got to work uphill from here to try and deny this satisfying win for Rival.
One more game will do it. Just replicate the success in the last one. That said, Na'Vi came damn close to making that game their own and sending themselves to a match point. We'll see them attempt to circumvent the IC defense on the right side. Rio, he's just trying to rotate over towards Memeshi. He's getting rejected by both the positioning of IC and that of Terry. You see the freeze in as well, but Na'Vi weren't ready to capitalize on it, unfortunately. That said, the positioning of Ryohi has kept everyone so far back. Rival Esports are playing so conservatively that Na'Vi has taken a sizable lead.
It's a 36% lead, but Rival Esports with 2 kills to their name, they're going to be able to take that lead right back. Kuru is a massive liability at the moment, can't seem to get a single super. Icy's going to fulfill that role as an assassin as well, jumping in onto him. Ryohei, though, had a phantom. Terry, interesting jump there. Might have been a misclick from him. Had the hypercharge at the ready there, could have potentially gone for a kill instead, but that's gonna allow Na'Vi to get back a little bit of mid position. We see Ryohei on the run, trying his best to dodge out IC as much as possible. Gets out of the realm there, communication failure there. Maybe a Choppy thought he could get the kill on the return, but instead IC is gonna remain at large, and now it's gonna be healed up by that healing tonic.
Rival Esports in position to hold on to this point. There's the hypercharge forward. Oh my goodness, and holy value here from Terry. The only thing he could do better is get that kill on Akaze as well. He's not going to be able to do that. Just hold on to this point is what they need right now. Na'Vi now looking to encircle once more. Ryohi has a super. He's going to have to pop back into the geisha form to get the full value out of that. That's another kill for Kuru. A choppy around the right side will force Terry out. Na'Vi have only 7% of wiggle room to work with.
Ryohei's got 1 hypercharge, and he's got to make this one count. Commits it forward, that's just to buy a little bit of time there. Now goes inside that form to go straight onto Terry. He's a good target to go for, but IC there sends him to the Shadow Realm. This is one of the most problematic brawlers, and you did the math. With Kaze out of the picture, there is nothing else to counter Rival Esports, and they are gonna take this one. They're gonna be winning the entirety of your playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, Rival Esports are gonna be your inaugural champion of the Rival Challengers League. These last moments of this replay there for like a split second. Oopsies.
Chat. I feel like
yeah. Is this intentional? Could be.
Bang.
Yep. Bang. I actually forced the bracket reset. Nope,
The
didn't
good
happen.
ending.
Psych.